Hey everyone, this is Colin from Colin's Pizza, and welcome back to the 12 Days of Video Games. We're in the final stretch. I think we have, including today, 3 more days left of talking about video games. So, for today, we're going to be talking about one that's having an anniversary next year. It's a very fun video game series, one that I don't think the quality has gone down. I just think I've gotten older and I don't have the same mindset as I once did when I was younger. So it's just changing as I'm changing as well. As I'm getting older, with aging and getting old and not sure what to do. So today's franchise that we're going to be talking about is Pokemon. Now, I am a really, really big Pokemon fan. There's like no main series Pokemon game that I don't like. Now, there's probably spin-off games that I'm not fond of or even played. Like Pokemon Ranger. I never played those games. I don't remember my brother did. I never did. I think I had the first Mystery Dungeon game, Mystery Dungeon Blue for the DS. I don't think I got very far in that because when I first got it, I was like, this isn't a Pokemon game. What do I do? I was very confused and didn't get very far. Now, Pokemon, if you don't know, is a game. In the game, you are a 10-year-old or 11-year-old. It doesn't, they don't say anymore, I don't think. But you're a kid who goes out on an adventure in your region, and your goal, air quotes, is to get all 8 gym badges and fight the Elite Four, including the champion. B, take down the evil team / organization in the region. And C, beat up your rival multiple times throughout the adventure. Now, each game does it a little bit differently. Well, the first game, Pokemon Red and Blue, you're a trainer who gets a Pokemon, gets to go out into the world, gets the gym badges, fights the evil organization / evil team, and fights a rival. Now, in order to fight them, in order to accomplish these goals, you have to A, catch Pokemon, B, fight with your Pokemon, and that's basically it. So Pokemon are cool creatures. That's basically it. They're cool creatures or monsters that you catch with Pokeballs and use them to fight other monsters, pocket monsters. And each time you fight, you gain experience and you level up. And some Pokemon can change form. They evolve over time, over experience, over leveling up. So for getting 8 gym badges, each gym is harder and harder and harder until you get to the Elite Four, which is basically like the final boss section, which has the champion after that. Has the highest level Pokemon in the game, basically, sometimes. And they're really hard most of the time. That's why you want to grind, you want to gain levels, you want to fight as much as you can, so you can level up as much as you can. Now, each Pokemon game does stuff a little bit differently. Mainly the later ones do things a lot differently, like Pokemon Sun and Moon change the whole formula up just a little bit. Well, a big bit, but still, there's a formula to it. Now I've described what Pokemon is. Now let's go through every single game. Or every single region. So the first Pokemon games, Pokemon Red and Blue, are the very first Pokemon games that I got to experience a few years ago on my 3DS. And I can see, from playing it, I could see the advancements that we've gotten since these games came out. Now after these games came out, I think shortly, Pokemon Yellow came out, which was more made towards the show. Where you go through like stuff Ash Ketchum does. You get a Pikachu as your partner. He follows you around, and you're also able to get the other starters by catching them, similar to like story stuff from the show. After those games, we got Generation 2, which is Gold, Silver, and Crystal. So Gold and Silver came out, and that's the second region, which is Johto, and then Crystal is like the better version of those games. Both like the same thing, but just improvements. And Generation 3 is Ruby Sapphire, which is in the Hoenn region. And then after that came Emerald, which is just a better version of Ruby and Sapphire. And during that time of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, they remade Red and Blue into Fire Red and Leaf Green. And those were the very first remakes of Pokemon games. Those are remakes of Red and Blue or Red and Green. And they're improvements on Red and Blue. They're better. It's basically the same game, but with better visuals, better not gameplay. The gameplay doesn't really change. I'll get to that later. Better like stuff that you really notice, like how many Pokemon you can carry, how many Pokemon not you can carry, Pokemon that you can put in your storage. how you store them, how much items you can have, stuff like that. Small stuff that you really didn't really notice. And basically visuals were a big improvement in Fire Red Leaf Green. And Pokemon Leaf Green was the very first Pokemon game I ever played. So after Generation 3 comes Generation 4, which includes Diamond, Pearl, and then Platinum. And Platinum's the better version of, like, the remake version of, not remake, but like sequel. It's like a triangle. You get the bottom points are the original two, and the top is the pinnacle, the best part. So you have Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. And during that time, they made remakes for Gold and Silver called Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And these games, like I said before, they're improvements on the original games Gold and Silver. However, these games were made on the DS, and these games are big improvements to Gold and Silver, like visually, all that combat, gameplay, all that. Awesome improvements. And this time your Pokemon can follow you. That's for the best part. So after Generation 4, we get Generation 5, which is not a big step, but a bit different. People didn't really like these games. I don't know why. For a long time, I didn't like them because I knew people didn't like them. But when it first came out, I liked it. And recently, I've started liking it again. I played them, and they're really fun. These games are Pokemon Black and White, and Black 2 and White 2. So Black and White, it's a whole new region. And what they decided to do for this generation in Pokemon games is that they didn't include... So when you first play Black and White, you can't catch any of the previous Pokemon they ever created. You can only catch the new ones. And so going into Generation 5, they've had tons of Pokemon made. Like, there's like... Not 100 made each region. Like, the first game had 150, the second game had a certain number, and so on, so on, so on. So each region included new Pokemon. In Generation 5, you couldn't catch any of the old Pokemon. You can only catch the new Pokemon. Now, to a lot of people, they were very upset because they wanted to use their Pikachu while fighting all the gyms. That's just an example. But instead, you had to use the Pokemon that were given to you or allowed to you. So you had to get used to all these new Pokemon. I think that's pretty cool. And usually, you'd get, Black, White, and then a third one, Pokemon Gray. So you had Gold, Silver, Crystal. You had Red, Blue, Yellow, you had Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Now it's Black, White, Black 2, White 2. This is like the first time there were sequels that were made. And I just played them recently, and the stories go back like hand in hand. It's pretty cool how they do it. And I highly recommend trying both of them out, because they are a little bit different. They're like the same region, but different stories. After that is Generation 6, which is X and Y, which were the very first 3DS games, and those are pretty fun. That's where they introduced Mega Evolution, which I miss. I wish they would bring it back soon. It's basically just an evolution that is not permanent, so you can use it once in battle. And it changes your Pokemon, it can change their form, their abilities, their what type of Pokemon they are. It's pretty cool. And then during X and Y, they made the remakes for Ruby and Sapphire, where we got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So those are 3D-esque graphics, like X and Y, of Ruby and Sapphire. And at the very end, they include a Delta episode, which is basically Emerald. And this is the very first time ever I experienced the Hoenn region. So as a kid, I never played Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald. So playing these games was my introduction to Hoenn, and I loved them. And I've tried in the past to go back into Emerald or Ruby or Sapphire. I didn't get into it, Like, I played a better version. It's hard for me to go back to a previous not good version. But recently, I've been streaming Pokemon Emerald on Twitch. I've been enjoying that a lot. So after these games, we get Generation 7, which is Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultramoon. So Sun and Moon is like the very first game where it throws the formula out of hand. So instead of doing 8 gyms, you, the trainer, are going through island trials. Or it's an island trial with island challenges. I don't know. So instead of 8 gyms, there's a certain number of challenges. I think there's more than 8. It's different than 8 gyms. So in Sun and Moon, you go through these challenges. They're different. Each one's different. And once you go through the challenges in each island, you fight the Island Kahuna, which I guess is sort of like a gym leader, but really isn't. I think there's 4 islands. There's 4 Kahunas, and you get all that. Once you get all your island challenge badges or whatever ribbons things, then you get to go to the Elite Four, which is something that they not introduced, but in their in-game universe they made. And it's pretty interesting how it works out. And then there's Ultrasound Ultramoon, which is basically the same exact game, except you change the antagonist a little bit. You change it up. It's actually, I think it's pretty cool. Cool concept. I wish instead of doing the exact same story, I wish that it was a sequel story to where you would take the antagonist from the second one and but like have the like main story about after what happens in Sun and Moon. Because when Sun and Moon came out, Ultrasound Ultramoon came out a year later. It's basically the same game twice back to back. Black 2 and White 2, or Black and Black 2 and White 2. Yeah, they're in the same region, but they're completely different stories. Ultrasound Ultramoon and Sun and Moon are basically the same stories with a little bit of difference between the antagonists and then so it's like so here's this. So here's Sun and Moon. Here's Ultrasound Ultramoon. So like they look like they're parallel lines. But after a while you start to see the differences as they start to they're not so parallel after all. But that's not until like late in the game. So it takes a while until you start to see the actual differences. And I wish, they were more different. And then like I liked not it's okay not having the gyms. You don't have to have gyms to be a Pokemon game. If you want a Pokemon game, all you really need is Pokeballs and catching Pokemon and fighting other trainers and that kind of stuff. You don't need the gyms. You don't need an evil organization, even though they keep trying to have an evil team in every single generation. They don't have to. But Sun and Moon and Ultrasun Ultramoon are a good, I think, experiment of what Pokemon can be. And it is not what it should be, it's what it can be. So now after Generation 7, we get Generation 8, which is the most recent generation. Wait, before Generation 8, we have the Let's Go games, which are Pokemon Red and Blue or Fire Red, Green remakes on the Switch. They're not even remakes, really. They're more like reimaginings, in a sense. So Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu Let's Go Eevee are more similar to Pokemon Go. So it's a mixture of Pokemon Go and Pokemon. So, instead of, catching Pokemon by battling them, you catch Pokemon by flicking Joy-Cons at the Pokemon and so throwing Pokeballs at it. There are still battles in it, but it's very similar to Pokemon Go. And Nintendo or Game Freak mainly did it, not mainly, but they did it to, introduce Pokemon Go fans into Pokemon and sort of mix the fans together. And it's a fun game. Give it a try. So now we get into Generation 8, which is Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. These games are fun. So they go back to the gym model, so it's 8 gyms. Then they also added wild areas, so it's big open world-esque areas you can get to go around and explore and fight Pokemon. Then you introduce Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, which is their form of Mega Evolution, but it's not really, because really all your Pokemon all they do is get big, and that's it. And I forgot to mention Pokemon Sword and Shield, no, Pokemon Sun and Moon. In Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you get Z moves, which is basically just a powered up move. That's it. So yeah, Sword and Shield, it's not bad, but it's not the best. I feel like Pokemon or Game Freak could have done better with it, but I'm okay with what I got. They put work in this game. Well, they made the game. I bought it. I played it, and I do like it, and I still play it. Sometimes they just released the newest DLC, the Crown Tundra. I still haven't beaten all of that. It's really fun. It's a lot more stuff than I thought they would do, DLC for Pokemon, because the Isle of Armor, to me, kind of sucked. But the Crown Tundra DLC is pretty good, honestly. Really, really cool. So those are all the main series Pokemon generations. So you have Generation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the way from the Game Boy to the Switch. Now, I know I've talked a lot just about the Pokemon games, and I haven't even really gotten to share my opinions on them. So after that brief summarization of all the Pokemon games, I want to say my favorite Pokemon game is Pokemon Heart Gold. Now, when I first got Pokemon Heart Gold, I never played the Johto games. I never did. So I think I knew it was a remake, but I didn't have any information on what it was remaking. I had no idea, no information at all. So playing those games, it was like a brand new experience to me, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. Getting to go, and Generation 4 is my favorite generation. So Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, I love those games. It's my favorite generation. And to getting to go through that, that visuals with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, beautiful, amazing. Having a Pokemon follow you, fantastic. And you have the 8 gyms. You go through the 8 gyms. You go through all that. Fantastic, great stuff. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you get to go back to Kanto, the very first region, because Johto and Kanto are right next to each other. So you go do 8 more gym badges. Once you defeat the Elite Four and the champion, you get to go to Kanto and fight 8 more gym badges. So you can get 16 gym badges in one game. That's a lot of badges. Now, young Colin, loves this game very much. He plays it a lot, and he loses. He doesn't lose, but he puts down Pokemon Diamond, which is the one I was playing before that. Put it down. I was playing Heart Gold for a long time. And then one day, Colin finds Pokemon Diamond again. He's like, oh, sweet. And he thinks, oh, okay, I'll trade over Pokemon and stuff like that. And then he's taking the games out. He's sitting on the couch in the living room, taking the games out, the DS cartridges and all that. But, yeah. And he puts Pokemon Heart Gold on his lap. Puts it there. And he's moving around, not that much, but putting stuff, the games away, and then DS's and cases and all that. And then he looks down at his lap, and the game's gone. Young Colin starts to freak out. Where's Pokemon Heart Gold? Where is it? It couldn't have gone that far. And he realizes that it's probably on the couch that he's sitting on. So he's looking for it. He can't find it anywhere. He doesn't want to ruin the couch. It's not his couch. Well, it's his parents' couch. He doesn't want to ruin it. So Pokemon Heart Gold's gone. He found Pokemon Diamond. So he's playing Pokemon Diamond, but Heart Gold's gone. For years. I don't know how many. I forgot how many years. But for years, I didn't have Pokemon Heart Gold. It was still on my couch. Like, they were every so often. I think once a month, maybe once every few months, I would go and check the couch. Like, did I miss it? Is it in the crevices? Is it in the cushions? At one point, I even broke the bottom of the couch. No, I didn't find it at all. And one day, I remember my parents were saying how we were going to throw the couch away. And my immediate thought was, I gotta find Pokemon Heart Gold. So one weekend, my parents left, and for about half an hour to an hour, I was digging through the couch. And I remember on the very left side of the couch, going between the arm part and the bottom, just prying against with all my might against the hard part of the couch, underneath all the cushions, in a little pocket that I couldn't reach. I saw a dark DS game. And Pokemon Heart Gold is not like normal DS games. Normal DS games are grayish. Pokemon Heart Gold is black. Matte black, shiny black, I don't know. But it's just black. And I could see it. It was darker than the rest of the couch. I could see it, but I couldn't reach it. My hands at that point were too big to grab it. It couldn't fit. So I think that took a 20 half hour minutes to find. I was trying to think, how can I get this? I can't get tweezers. I can't get tweezers. I can't do anything. So after 20 minutes, I was giving up hope. I can't get it out. I'll have to ruin the couch that my parents want to get rid of. I would have been fine doing that. I guess I'd ask for permission. Like, hey, can I ruin the couch? But then I got an idea of, what if I got something sticky? So I got a ruler, just a nice flat ruler. Swirled up some tape. You circle it up. I put it at the very end. Stick it in there, press it against the game. Out comes Pokemon Heart Gold. And I gotta say, I am so glad I found it. Because I still play it. I still play it. That game is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. From my favorite generation of Pokemon games. And I'm so glad I found it. Because I did not want to lose it. I still have my Pokewalker. I still use my Pokewalker with it. It's great. I love the Pokewalker. Guys, I want to apologize. I am, at the time of recording this, I am tired. And I feel terrible because I feel like I'm not able to express how I feel about these games. All I'm doing is describing them, describing stories about them, and I apologize. Hopefully in the future I can remake a video to remake this, basically, because I feel terrible about this. So I don't think I ever talked about the gameplay of Pokemon. So the gameplay of Pokemon is basically all just turn-based. So the fighting part is, at least anyway. The normal part of Pokemon is just you're walking around, going from city to city to city. That's it. And the fighting part, it's a turn-based RPG. which means is you choose an attack you want to do, and you have four options of attack. Four options like of what you want to attack with. There's also you can use items and stuff. You can switch out your Pokemon. There's other options, but if you want to attack, there's four ways you can attack. And then your opponent also chooses an attack, and each attack can be more effective or less effective on a Pokemon you're fighting. For instance, a fire type is good against a grass type, but however, a fire type is weak against a water type. So there's a lot of type matchups. There's a lot of critical thinking when it comes to this. Thinking, is this attack going to be good? Is this attack going to be bad? Is it super effective? Is it not effective at all? Does it even work? Some don't even work on certain Pokemon, like a normal type, or I don't think fighting type, but a normal type won't work on Ghost. I think Ghost also won't work on normal. So there's stuff you have to consider. And as the generations went on, stuff got fixed. For instance, in the first few generations, there were certain moves that were only considered special attacks, and that was fixed in Generation 4. So, for instance, a move like, let's see, I'm trying to think, a move called Hyper Beam. You would think, it's a special attack, because it's a beam. No, because it was a normal type move, it was a physical attack. So in Generation 4, they were able to separate physical and special attacks. So basically, a physical type move is a punch. And a special attack move is like breathing fire. And that's the separation. But however, Generations 1 through 3, they were separated by types. Generation 4 and onwards, it was separated by what kind of move it is. Like, are you punching or are you breathing fire? Stuff like that. The Pokemon it's gone through so many changes, and I'm not even talking about the anime or the card game. I'm just talking about the video games. The franchise of Pokemon is huge. And again, I just want to apologize. Like right now, I'm tired. I am so sorry. I feel so bad. Comment down below what your favorite Pokemon game is. And comment down below one that you want to play. What's one that you want to play, I guess. For me, a Pokemon game I want to play or replay is Pokemon Diamond or Platinum. But I'm hoping for a remake sometime in 2021. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I really want to play those games. Guys, thank you so much for watching and taking the time to watch this. Have a Merry Christmas and have a fantastic day. Bye.